All right, Wuchang, Fallen Feathers review. Let's go. Let's go. Put your predicts in the chat. In the chat. I'm bugging. In the comments right now. I got a eight. A eight. Eight.
Between the fantastic The First Berserker Kazan earlier in the year, the excellent Lies of P Overture DLC last month,
Oh, that.
and the multiplayer.
Yeah, that video quality's nasty. What the
Night
fuck?
Rain.
Oh, hell nah. What are we doing? 4K, baby.
We have been eating well in 2025.
Well, this monitor's 4K, but I'm gonna render the video in 1080p. But fuck it.
This debut game from developer leenzee Games impressed me from the start with its exciting, fast-paced, and dynamic combat. It also has one of the best skill trees in the genre, along with intricate and interconnected level design that guides us through gorgeous vistas and grotesque sights in equal measure. That said, its difficulty is all over the place, with truly wild dips and spikes that go from a relative walk in the park to, oh my god, when is it my turn to attack levels of aggression in some of its later bosses.
Alright, I got distracted for a little bit. Sorry.
A little bit of whiplash after beating it, it's still an easy and strong recommendation for anyone who's hungry for more.
Okay. I want to know where the difficulty lies. Is it Elden Ring or Dark Souls, or is it more like Sekiro?
In Souls-like fashion, Wuchang expects
Is it Lies
you
of
to do
P?
the heavy lifting when it comes to piecing together its story and lore, but it's not handled quite as elegantly as a FromSoft game or something like Lies of P. I was actually on board for the intriguing opening, which shows our titular, mostly silent hero awaken in a cave to discover that she has a disease that robs those afflicted of their memories and gradually turns them into hideous monsters. What starts as a personal journey to discover who she is and cure her affliction before she mutates into a nasty bird beast turns into a descent into dark fantasy as the mysteries of the disease, known as the feathering, start to come to light and
The
you do
feathering.
battle with those transfigured by its effects.
Sheesh.
That was a good start, but by the end of its 45-hour campaign,
Man-eating
I lost track
Dutanga.
of the many characters that pop up, say a few lines of dialogue, and then disappear for 10 or so hours until they pop up again in a completely new location. People kept on referencing names I had never heard of before, making it really hard for me to follow the conversation. Lore fiends who enjoy digging into weapon and item descriptions for clues might get more out of the story than I did, but playing through it the same way I have many other games meant its big revelations largely fell flat.
Keep in mind that I shall hound.
Nah, my thing is, if I'm lost playing the game, I'm definitely gonna look up like the what's the name? Let me see where they start chatting at. Oh, this is a long review, because usually they have like a 5-minute chat at the end, but I just wanted to see how long the review was. But yeah, usually I look at the items and I look at the little notes. I try to read every one and listen to the audio log so I can kind of piece together the story in my head. I don't know. I'm a journalist at heart. Like, I went to school. I went to school for journalism. I got a bachelor's degree in multimedia journalism. So like, at heart, I'm gonna dig. I'm gonna search.
To the very gates of hell, if you disrupt my plans.
Game of skills. Ooh.
Combat, though, had the flexibility
That looked
and
fire.
depth to carry me through to the end in style, with a ton of different offensive and defensive options at my disposal at all times. Where Wuchang
got him.
sets itself apart from others that use the familiar style of stamina-fueled light and heavy attacks to get you from checkpoint to checkpoint is its huge focus on combining the skills and abilities that are tied to your weapons with discipline skills you unlock on the absolutely massive skill tree.
Whole lot.
For instance, equipping
This shit
the
is
sword type
stylish.
discipline skill while using the Flamebringer longsword weapon will let you build up the burn status ailment with its infernal firebrand weapon skill, while also giving you a defensive counter option on top of that. Or you could pair that same weapon with something like Crescent Moon, which still gives you that same burn build-up ability, but also allows you to get in and then get out to avoid counterattacks altogether, while still being able to build Skybound Might with its built-in evade. You can swap between two weapons mid-fight, or even mid-combo, which doubles your options. And it's
On some
good
Devil
that
May
you have
Cry
these
shit,
extra
okay.
options too, because this is not a game where you can get by with just the basics, especially when it comes to the tougher fights.
But I'm sure some of you will try. I'm sure some of you will try to get through with the
Powering your
basics.
skills and spells hinges on generating a resource known as Skyborn Might, which is gained mostly by perfectly dodging enemy attacks
Excuse
at the
me.
last instant, but can also be gained in certain weapon-specific ways, such as landing the 4th hit of a light combo string with the axe, The second hit of a light combo string with the longsword, clashing weapons with the dual blades, or automatically over time simply by having the one-handed.
Why she kind of caked up though? Hold on.
Discovering ways to incorporate both
Freaky ass developer. She was kind of caked up. You said that thing was moving.
Like stamina, since using a Skyborn Might Charge often gives you a powerful
Dude,
attack
this outfit right here
complete your meter, or lets you blow through an enemy's strong defense with a poise break inflicting mist and take huge chunks out of their health in seconds.
Oh yeah, you know we cheesing that.
I had more interesting decisions to make with each level up than I do in most Souls-likes when it came to defining my build. A big part of that is how instead of boosting your preferred stat and making numbers go up each time you get enough currency to level, Wuchang uses a progression system that resembles the sphere grid from Final Fantasy X and Salt and Sanctuary. It has 6 paths to go down and unlock progressively more powerful skills, with 5 of them being devoted to stat and weapon upgrades enhancing each of the different types of armaments, and the last one focusing more on universal boons, like extra healing charges, general buffs for executing certain techniques, etc. The grid is absolutely gigantic, and even 10 to 30 hours into the campaign, I was still unlocking brand new branches with new discipline skills and tons more upgrades.
That's a deep skill tree.
That's a lot, but thankfully, respecs are free, allowing you the freedom to change up your entire build with zero cost or penalty, whether to simply try out a new weapon or alter your game plan against a challenging boss. It's an excellent system that encourages experimentation while also rewarding you for having a clear idea of what kind of build you want to make. There's a fairly impressive amount of different types of enemies as well, with each area you visit packing plenty of new twisted creatures with brand new sets of attacks and skills that you'll need to learn how to adjust your build and your tactics to deal with. Everything in this game can be threatening, from the small hunchback dudes that go down in just 1 or 2 hits, but can sneak up on you with a huge damaging
typical soul shit. You get ran down on. You gotta peek around them corners.
Variety kept the action fresh throughout the whole adventure and kept me tense whenever I would venture into a new area, since I never knew what to expect around the corner.
You gotta peek around them corners. Oh, bomba clods. I've been tight. That happened to me.
For the first 10 or so hours, though, I didn't have to do a ton of build tweaking to breeze through most of these fights. That wasn't to say it was a walk in the park, but I've played a lot of Souls-likes in my day, and once I got the hang of dodging through the last hit of an enemy combo and charging up a heavy attack to instantly stagger them, I initially felt like I had figured Wuchang out. The deaths that I did experience mostly came from an abundance of cheap-feeling gotcha moments. And if you don't want some minor enemy jump scares spoiled for you, please skip the next 30-ish or so seconds of this video, starting now. Like,
nah, I'm cool. I'm going to forget by the time I play this shit anyway. Like, who's going to remember that specifically? Unless you go play the game right now after you watch the video.
Aren't really trees. And shrines that aren't really shrines.
Oh, no, that's foul. That's foul.
To be fair,
nah, I'd be livid.
Wuchang, it happens with such frequency that it felt like I was constantly getting pranked by the developers. And at a certain point, that joke gets
That's
in.
beast.
Other than that, it was mostly smooth sailing until I came across a boss called Commander Honglan. She wasn't so much of a difficulty spike because that implies some degree of an incline or ramp up, as she was like running into a brick wall. She took me about 2 hours to beat, and while I still came out on the other side of that fight having mostly enjoyed the intensity of it, Honglan serves as a non-spoilery encapsulation of what I don't like about several of Wuchang's later boss fights. The biggest issue is that the punishment window for correctly and precisely dodging most of their attacks is super tight, which takes away from the satisfaction of actually being able to dodge a huge sequence of swings. Like, if you watch this clip, I am on defense for a full 30 seconds before I'm able to punish this boss. Granted, I missed one opportunity, but it just goes to show how fleeting these opportunities can be. Compare that to games like Sekiro or Kazan, where you're damaging the boss's posture bar every time you precisely block an attack, getting closer to being able to...
Yeah, he was annoying, but I bodied him. I was able to body him.
There's no such satisfying mid-fight progress here, because perfect dodges just give you Skyborn Might charges, which you still need to find an opening to be able to use. Wuchang does have a posture meter on enemies, but it only increases when you land hits and decreases after a time if you don't, which makes it extremely difficult to get that reward for nuanced aggression when your opportunities to deal damage are so minimal. Not every boss fight after Honglan is like this, but the ones that are feel very drawn out to a degree that diminishes their fun.
Nah, yeah, like Tiger Vanguard and Black Myth Wukong, yeah, that's where I'm not gonna lie, call me fake or whatever. That's why I stopped that. I still haven't gotten past him because that shit made me want to put my fist through my monitor, like that. Like he like when you get him down like below half, like almost to the end, and he start doing that charge up attack where he just instantly flashes towards you, and it's like you get like less than a millisecond, like less than a quarter of less than a fraction of a second to react to that shit. And if you don't, he's pretty much gonna wipe your whole it's basically a one-hit KO. That shit was ass. That, and let me see, I would say Lu Bu and Lu Bu from Wulong, from that game Wulong. Lu Bu, he was annoying, but at least he was able to figure him out. And there was one more I wanted to bring up, Lu Bu and the nameless puppet in Liza P. Like that is just how the fuck you expect it to react to that shit. Like you gotta sit there and like really lock in and time that shit.
The world, all these
and before y'all say skill issue, get off my dick. Like y'all niggas be dick riding with that skill issue shit. Like, and I know somebody's gonna go and comment skill issue. Just know if you, but I'm just gonna preemptively do this for the people that comment skill issue. Pop it out your mouth.
Downs take place in is rich with secrets to discover, interconnected paths that satisfyingly link entire sections of the map together, and tough optional challenges with appropriate rewards. I love the gradual descent into dark fantasy. You begin in a very colorful and beautiful Chinese village that is just showing subtle signs of the terrible illness sweeping through its population, and then as you progress deeper underground and through areas that have been absolutely ravaged by the feathering, it starts to feel more and more like a horror game. There are also some cleverly put together sequences that create tension and chaos even without combat being involved. One example is this section where you start on a straightaway with an enemy at the end who builds up an instant killing status affliction called Despair just by looking at you.
Oh shit, damn.
Through, I had to make a mad dash past a bunch of enemies, climb up a ramp while avoiding poisonous drops from the ceiling, and navigate around constantly spawning tough
well, you can see the poison
that
drops
were created by another out-of-reach foe. It's a great example of strong enemy design meshing with clever level design to create an absolutely intense sprint through a dangerous environment.
That is a nightmare to deal with. Okay, here go the verdict. I said 8, so let's see what they do. I said 8.
Dynamic and flexible combat, and a best-in-class skill tree that allows for a ton of build experimentation and customization, Wuchang is an extremely respectable debut Souls-like for developer leenzee games. Some of the later bosses feel frustratingly lacking in chances to capitalize on opportunities for damage, and I would have enjoyed fewer surprise you're dead kind of moments. But while those feather ruffling issues lead to some rough
I don't
matches,
mind that.
none
I don't
are
mind that.
abrasive enough to keep this innovative take on a hugely popular genre from soaring with some of the greats.
Told y'all, come on. I know IGN by now. I'll be reacting to them for 3 years.
Executive Reviews editor Tom Marks.
But yeah,
with
that's Black Myth Wu Chang. Hold on. So Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers. According to this review, there's a lot of jump scares and false areas. Like there's like trees that smack you when you walk by. There's fake save spots and things of that nature. Like you're getting hit with shit from off camera. But I mean, that's typical of a Souls-like game. I like how stylish the combat is. Like they're gonna show some of the stuff here that I was just talking about. I like how stylish the combat is. I like the weapon variety. I like the variety in the outfits you can get. This looks to be an enjoyable experience. I think it's on Game Pass, so I'm definitely gonna check it out on Game Pass. And I just want to know like where does the difficulty lie? Like is it between like a Dark Souls? Is it like a Dark Souls? Is it like a Sekiro? Is it like a Liza P? Like which one is it? But we'll find out. We'll stay tuned. We're gonna be posting some gameplay from my Game Pass sessions. But yeah, y'all let me know how y'all feel down in the comments, right? So you already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. One.